this week's best MMA bets. We're talking UFC 283. Gonna give you guys the most confident picks, my favorite underdogs, 2 locks of the week, one of which is an underdog, and then we'll talk about the parlays as well. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Looking forward to UFC 283 this weekend. I'll be live for the entire card, so make sure you tune into that fight companion. But without further ado, let's start the most confident picks section off. I'm going to list you guys my most confident picks straight out the gate, all of them right in front of your face. I'll probably have them on the bottom of your screen. Gilbert Burns at minus 455. Yes, the odds are ugly. That's why I'm lining them all up together, because we got some wide favorites. Him to win by sub, plus 235. I like that prop a lot. Next one, Jessica Andrade, minus 460. I'll be straight up with you guys. I'm not feeling any of the props there because I'm actually picking Andrade by decision, but I definitely feel like it's possible she wins the fight by a knockout. I don't want to risk it on the props. She is a very confident pick, an extremely wide favorite as well. Gregory Rodriguez, who's minus 285 as the favorite, KO prop, plus 165, and sub plus 285. For value, I'll go sub, but I'm more confident on the KO. But I've mentioned club and sub throughout the week. Next one down, Thiago Moises, minus 335. Sub is plus 245. I like that sub prop a lot. Jailton Almeida, minus 900. Looking like maybe one of the locks of the century, minus 900 favorite against a guy in Shamil Abdurakhimov who's well past his prime and probably got no shot. Sub, minus 155. I like the chances of sub. Yeah, I know it's in that, minus territory. You're throwing a little bit more down, but I'm high confidence that he's actually getting that sub. Josiana Nunes at minus 500, knockout minus 115. Zara Farron is not UFC level. Nunes should run through her. Those are my most confident picks, excluding, the value odds lines that I have listed. I have some confident picks that the odds are closer, and I'm going to consider those the 2 locks of the week. But I did want to run through these really wide favorites faster, just so you can get an idea of what I'm thinking as most confident picks. But I didn't want to sit down on each one and waste your time when you're probably not attacking a minus 455 Gilbert Burns money line. Maybe you are. Maybe you're Drake. Maybe you're throwing a ton of money down. Drake, if you're watching, what's up? But if you're not, you're probably not playing that money line. Maybe a parlay piece. Jailton Almeida, minus 900. No one's playing that. Still, these picks, very high confidence. I want to tell you guys about some of my favorite underdogs this card. I do have a good amount of dogs. I included one in the lock section. Glover Teixeira at plus 120 as an underdog and to win by submission is something I feel decent about, but I will mention he is 43 years of age. He is at the point where most fighters are long retired, really. He's recently champion. He gave Yuri Prohashka hell. He has a grappling advantage against Jamal Hill. Enough so that I don't hate the idea of playing at moneyline, and I definitely don't hate a plus 290 win by sub. Next one, Davis and Figueiredo. I don't like this play as much. Plus 105. I'm picking him to win, so I had to mention him. Over 4.5 rounds, minus 155. I feel better about. Brandon Moreno's the younger guy. Davis and Figueiredo, he looks ripped, shredded, and will be on weight at weigh-ins. But you got to be a little bit concerned, right? He's not at the fight-ready camp for this one. Is weight cutting going to be a potential issue? Has his diet fully been in check? I think he wins the fight, but at just plus 105 value, near even line, personally staying off a bet on this one, and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the quadrilogy there. Next one, Daniel Marcos, debuting guy against Simon Oliveira. I like his chances a lot here. He's sitting at plus 130. Win by decision is plus 450. I think he's getting the decision win. He beat Brandon Lewis by a decision. I think Simon Oliveira, he also goes the distance with and is able to, for the most part, stay off of his back here, and he'll find his best successes standing up, striking. Shogun Rua at plus 175. Listen, you're playing a legend in Shogun. It can definitely go sideways for you if he loses to Ihor Potieria, which is very, very possible. But Potieria is not a guy that I'm looking at as future greatness, and Shogun was once great. So we have an athletic, youthful guy with okay skills versus a guy who was once the best on the planet who's well past his prime. Not highly recommending attacking that line, but if you want to because you love Shogun and you play light, dude, go light on the Shogun bet, please. He's over 40. The chin might be gone. He hasn't fought in a bit. Lost to OSP in the last one on a decision. Split. He gave OSP a decent enough fight. better than he did when he was even younger, but OSP is also over the hill at this point. Those are some of my favorite underdogs to talk about, to potentially play their underdog picks, but maybe not my absolute favorite bets. The next two, which are my two locks, are things that value to confidence, I think, match beautifully. I'll give lock number one. And actually, I'm going to say the second lock, which I'm going to bring up, is the better one of the two. First one is going to be the Bonfim brother to get the win. It's Gabriel Bonfim over Munir Lazzez. I like his chances to win this fight. He's sitting at minus 175 money line. I don't think the money line attack is a bad idea here. It's not crazy wide. I don't think that Munir Lazzez is on his way to, superstardom or being a top caliber guy, whereas I see Bonfim as somebody that might have the skills to break into that top 15, top 10. I'm going Bonfim. I'm going knockout 2. Knockout win for Bonfim is plus 450. That's undervalued. Could he win by sub? Yes. But I'm feeling the knockout with the matchup with Lazzez. But don't be shocked if Bonfim does decide to put Lazzez on his back. I certainly do believe he has the capabilities to do such a thing. Lazzez is getting beaten. Bonfim to win by sub is plus 195. So the books are expecting a sub, but I'm thinking knockout is possible, plus 450 for the value line. But I had to mention the sub for you guys looking at it. Now, the ultimate lock this week, the underdog lock, which I'm happy to be bringing, it's Nicolas Dalby. I really think he's going to beat Warley Alves. He's going to put high pressure on him. I really think the stylistic matchup is what? Alves is going to need to go out there and really attack with kicks. He's going to go maybe ballistic early with the stand-up, but Dalby's never been finished before. Dalby's going to have the gas tank longer. I think he has the advantage in the physical strength. He's the more durable guy, and I think he wins this fight on the cards decision by Dalby, unless he's getting robbed in Brazil, which I don't think happens here. I think it's a clean decision for the side of Nicolas Dalby as an underdog. Good plus money. I like the plus 110 range for him. Not a bad play to attack, and a fighter I'm high confident on with the pick. Unless things go sideways on a decision like they did with Ketlin Vieira losing a controversial decision, I think this bet's good money. I don't think Warley Alves has it for him. And it wouldn't blow my mind if Alves even got stopped later in this fight. I'm going Dalby to win a decision, though. Money line is your best attack, but I will mention the side of Dalby to win plus 275 prop decision. Just something to talk about, something to mention. But I don't love the idea of that. I more so like the money line dog attack on Nicolas Dalby. If you put gun to my head who I have to bet, easy. Dalby all day. For me, that's my favorite bet value-wise to confidence ratio. I thought he'd be the favorite here. I was looking at it and I was thinking, okay, Dalby's probably going to be minus 150. He's an underdog against Mr. Inconsistency, Warley Alves. Give me Dalby all day. Guys, I'm feeling good about the two locks. I like that we're running through with a high pace on the most confident picks in the underdogs. And I really want to talk about parlays. I know a lot of you guys get super hype on the parlays. You come to see them. So I want to bring the heat this week and talk about some parlays. You'll see immediately when I pull it up on the screen that I got a parlay listed right there. Yes, minus 120. And I know I can see the comments now. Minus 120, that's shit value. Listen, I'm giving you guys ultimate confidence. Nunes, Burns, Moises, I'm feeling great about that at minus 120. They're all in matchups that are extremely winnable for them. But value overall is probably what people look for when they're watching a betting pick show. And I want to bring some value on. Let's put dog lock of the week, Nicolas Dalby on the slate, plus 275 if you added him in. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. You want to bring Bonfim in too, plus 485. If you're like, listen, I'm not a guy that wants to bet women's MMA. I know some of you are like that, and I don't blame you for it. You're still getting good value with Burns, Moises, Dalby, and Bonfim. I think all four of those are getting it done. Could I go absolutely bananas and add all my most confident picks? Sure. And for you guys on the screen, I'm going to do it for you to, bring a little bit of the hype. And I do feel like the possibility is pretty real that all of them do come through here. Andrade. Is that the whole list and lineup? Let me make sure. I got it sitting here. Oh, Jailton, Jailton's not even going to move the line at all. I guess it moved it a little bit. If you become... in massive territory, we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fight down. It gets a little needle movement adding Jailton Almeida. Well, this one right here, Gilbert Burns, Thiago Moises, Nicolas Dalby, Gabriel Bonfim, Josiana Nunes, Gregory Rodriguez, Jessica Andrade, Jailton Almeida, plus 950. Listen, I am not telling you guys to play this by any means. Don't play it. But if you're looking for a little sprinkle lottery ticket type value, maybe not an awful idea to throw down on this one here. If you add the main event in and you went Glover, you're going bananas, but you are getting great value at plus 2,212. But yeah, that's not the safest thing you can do. Safer plays exist. It doesn't have to be chaos, but I know that people like the chaos, man. And I kind of like it too. The rush, if you close in and then it's just the main event left, and then Glover somehow gets the back of Jamal Hill. Let me bring up the parlay piece again. Let's go. Let me bring these bad boys up. Is there anything else I can come up with that I feel like is worth the value? Those are the ones that I had planned, but I do think, you know, if you want to go value side, just Dalby and Bonfim, you're still getting plus 220. That's really good value with really high confidence. Greg Rod, look at that. Gregory Rodriguez, Greg Rod. That's my own remix of his name. Plus 320 for that. Do I want to go ballistic with, you know, crazy dog attacks? Not really, but I think if I wanted to add maybe a little spice with something, is it a terrible idea? Yeah, I can't bring myself to put Shogun in the parlay. I'm sorry, guys. Plus 435. Moises in there brings good value. And if best fight odds was on their game, we'd also add in Figgy. Let's find Moreno and Figueiredo because they're all the way down here. This is what you deal with best fight odds. This is why I don't use them for the show normally, but we'll use them here. Over 4.5 with those two. I also like on the parlay. That's plus 780 if you had Dalby, Bonfim, Rodriguez, Thiago Moises, and over 4.5 Moreno Figueiredo. Guys, there's plenty of ways you can play it this weekend. My best advice is don't go absolutely crazy with trying to shoot Hail Marys. Ride with some of the confident picks in your parlays and diversify. Don't just say, oh, AJ locked this one up. Let me put these two together and that's it. Mix it up with some most confident picks, with some underdogs, or maybe picks that you feel good about that I didn't even mention. I mean, I know my boy Mike Finch, he likes Johnny Walker a lot. Personally, I think he wins the fight, but not feeling like I want to bet Johnny Walker at this point. Overall, guys, I think UFC 283 is going to be a banger of a card. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of this week's Best MMA Bets. Definitely let me know what you think of the style and flow of the show this week, or if you prefer me doing it at a little bit of a slower pace like I have done in the past. Much love to the people. Let me know. I want your lock of the week. I want your dog of the week. I want your parlays. I want to know what the people are thinking of mine. So definitely don't be afraid to come after me in the comments. You know I can take the heat, guys. Much love. I appreciate the continued support. If you're new, subscribe. If you're a consistent follower and you haven't smashed the likes, make sure to. If you got nothing to say in the comments and you just enjoy the content, W in the chat. It helps me a lot. So drop that in there. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.